I love that we're able to introduce people to episodes we've done before. And one of our favorites, if you're going to hear in a second, is Sheryl Crow. Right, David?
Oh, yeah. Cheryl, who's kind of a friend of the show. I knew her a little bit from being a huge fan. And then we had the same friend circle for a little bit. So I saw her. And she's also good friends with Courtney Cox and those girls. And super fun, super talented. And I think she's on tour now with Willie. I just saw her on some flyer. Sounds very cool. Something I would definitely go to. But I've seen her play at Irvine. We dig a little bit with her because we like to have musicians on sometime. I love music and Dana loves music and you can play music. And so it's more fun probably for you to dig into someone that knows what they're talking about.
And she called us in from Nashville.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And there are some fun parts when you talk to a musician and a songwriter and a singer who can really do that and who she thinks are the best people in history to have done that, And so that's always fun to hear their take. And
we interviewed her on Zoom and she was like in a garage with maybe 100 guitars.
I know.
Remember that?
Yeah. It was stunning looking. So anyway, enjoy this.
Lovely lady, Sheryl Crow.
It's been 3,000 years since I've seen either one of you.
Hi, Sheryl. Weren't you at the 40th?
Hi.
You were at the 40th, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I was.
So that's when we last saw each other.
When was that?
2016, I think.
That was 40 years into SNL.
Yeah, I know. It feels like, yeah.
Sheryl
Crow is with us. I just like to say this. 32 Grammy nominations, 9 wins, and 50 million albums. There.
Just to remind everyone what the fuck is going on right now. Yeah.
Sheryl.
Let me put on my glasses so I can see you. Okay, yes. You
She's
both
like,
are looking very well. I'm sorry that your listeners can't see us visiting with each other through our camera screens.
I know. Even though this is all audio, I spent about 45 minutes on my chair and lighting and stuff. I don't know why.
I spackled my face.
You
I
got your
teased my hair.
guitars back there. The hair's looking great.
Oh, Dana.
Look
I've
at
always
Dana.
loved you.
Dana looks like he's in solitary confinement. People
This
can't
room
see
is
that.
empty of void, but my son had all my son's models and little army men are in a plastic container and the laptop's on top of it. So it's very nostalgic when I do this.
Oh,
He's 28 now, but now
I know. Dana, what is that room that you're in that has no art on the wall?
Nothing. Is it everything must go?
Very personal. I have sleep paralysis, so I have to sleep in an empty house because they'll come for me. I have it. Yeah.
Okay, I have sleep paralysis.
How often?
I have not had it in a while, but now for a long time I would have it almost every night, and I would have it periodically through the night. And what's weirder, and I don't know if you have this, I'm sure this is so interesting to your listeners. Do you ever have sleep paralysis on an airplane?
No, I can't sleep on an airplane because I'm too terrified no matter what. Even I just watch the computer and check the pilots. But so you go to sleep on an airplane.
I sleep like a damn baby on an airplane.
Well, if you had any other, the sleep paralysis is basically you feel like something's attacking you invisibly in the night, or there's a weight on your chest. It's like a waking nightmare, kind of.
You can't wake yourself up, and yet you think that you're awake. Like you see people in the room moving, and you're trying desperately to get them to wake you up because you're paralyzed.
Yes, you can't move. And the thing that got me, it's the first time, San Ysidro Ranch in Montecito, whatever, lifestyle's rich and famous. Yeah. And just woke up. Or I had that pressure on my chest, like something was crawling on top of me. And then I kind of went, okay, that was a dream. Used the restroom, went back to bed, felt I was as awake as I am right now, and then came back again.
Yeah.
But now I talk to it. It's never harmed me. I don't know if it's a spirit thing or something.
But Dana, then what did you do?
I beat the shit out of it.
No, you left, didn't you?
Well, my wife was sound asleep. So I turned to her and said, we have to go now. It's 3 a.m. We have to leave immediately. And she's a keeper.
Terrifying.
She's a keeper because she didn't even blink. She's like, okay.
Okay, honey.
Yeah.
It's okay, honey. See, I thought it was just mostly in women. The women in my family have it. My mom has managed through the years to figure out how to get my dad to wake her up. And she does it by singing.
Oh, interesting. Well, you're in Nashville. Isn't that full of ghosts out there? That's kind of. Isn't it full of ghosts, like old country singers and stuff? I mean, walking around in the
Civil War, lots of Civil War ghosts in Franklin. Oh, it's never a dull moment down here. And we live in the rainforest, except for when
Sheryl was in Guitar Center.
It does look like Guitar Center in here.
She has 30 guitars behind her. Sheryl, I've been to Smashville, and next time I go there, I'm going to make you come down to the Ryman and watch me bomb.
I'm so mad that you've been here and not called me. I take it very personally.
The last time I saw you lived somewhere in the canyon.
Yeah.
If you had some beautiful house.
I lived right
It was like a couple of houses.
Right next to Runyon Canyon.
Okay.
And I won't give you the address because somebody else that's kind of high profile lives there now. However, that being said, I used to have wild parties at my house. And I don't know if you remember this. And I've only been thinking about it lately because of Salman Rushdie being in the news. Not to mention, we just played Chautauqua. But so I'm sure you know what happened to Salman Rushdie. So Minnie Driver and I decided, this is years ago. I'm trying to think of what year it would have been.
Salman's usually my +1 at parties. Continue.
He is. He is fascinating. Anyway, we said, let's have a New Year's Eve party together. And you can invite 40 people and I'll invite 40 people. Ooh. And that was going to be it. And by about 11 at night, there must have been 800 people in my house. And one of them was Salman Rushdie. And it was right after his book had come out. Satanic and there was a bounty on his head.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, really? Is somebody going to get killed here tonight? What's happening? Oh, wow. I miss Hollywood.
But your house was like was it a bunch of little houses, or am I crazy?
Yeah, there was a big old Spanish house, and then across the driveway, which is the house I bought, and then right across the driveway on the same property were two other houses that were really old. One was built in the early 1900s, and the other one was built in 1887. And the guy who lived in those, or who had those two properties and the 11 acres, wound up selling it to me he just needed to get out and kept lowering the price. And so I wound up with all three houses, and it was just
compound
magical. But once I adopted my boys, I just didn't want to live in LA anymore.
Dana, I understand. Dana, I knew Sheryl Suzanne Crowe a little bit.
Everybody. His Rolodex is metaphorical Rolodex.
We used to run around in the same crew.
No, we did.
Courtney
I know.
And
yes.
Jen and,
what was that peer group? Was it kind of like the little club? Courtney Cox?
Courtney Cox and Kid Rock was around. I was around with Kid Rock because of it was during the Joe Dirt times when I saw Sheryl the most, and we call him Bobby, which I don't know, it's kind of gross, but we're always like Bobby Bob. But Kid Rock is a buffoon. He's hilarious, and we would all go out, and then I would run into Sheryl with all those other people, and she was always nice, and she was always friendly, and obviously being a superstar, but had a lot of fun. She has a great voice, and she has a great singing voice, but she has a great voice too.
I've heard it.
And it was fun. I just watched your whole documentary, and so it's just weird to have you pop on right after, because I finished it this morning.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's kind of a tearjerker for some reason.
I have it on in the background right now. I just glance at it and then glance at
it. It's never a dull moment.
It's brilliant.
I put it up there with Top Gun.
I put up there with Top Gun Maverick.
By the way, can we sing Top Gun's praises for 10 seconds? Did you see it?
I did like Top Gun.
I don't know if what?
Sheryl,
it's shockingly good. Like my wife, both flipped for it. It's like
the new one.
The new one.
It was so good.
Here's how I'm going to connect it and see if you guys connect to this. I connect it to Roman Holiday with Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn.
Interesting.
The reason
Not
is
a lot of people
it's done a lot, but they did it better than anyone else. You invest in the characters, invest in the story, and then there's 7 minutes of Hans Zimmerman soundtrack with kind of people hugging each other and giving thumbs up. And that's the part that gets you. Anyway.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay, I'm going to go back and watch it. I dragged my boys to see it because they had no attachment to Top Gun. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of skeptical, but I'd heard how great it was. And we loved it. I mean, it was such a good old-fashioned plot-driven movie. Yeah. Anyway.
How old are the kids?
My kids are 15 and 12.
Oh, right in the pocket there.
Oh, okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seriously don't think I'm cool at all.
It would be weird if they did. That'd be strange.
No one's ever thought
Sheryl Crow's cooking me pancakes.
Yeah.
Tell them to watch the documentary. They'll see how cool you are.
Do you think I should let them watch it?
I don't know. I don't look at it from their eyes, but it shows how tough you are, how hard you bust your ass, how good you are. First of all, everyone that is crazy about you. All these huge, huge stars that rally around you, and you're singing with every single one of them. I knew you more like a skim job because when you watch when I'd see you out, but I don't get into all that stuff, and it's so I have so many more levels to your whole life and career. I had no idea about. No idea.
Well, I think most people, and I'm sure you guys too. You guys have stories that nobody knows anything about.
Like I'm so interesting,
like a fully
and no one
realized
cares.
person that's not, that's not covered in the tabloids and all that stuff.
I find that everybody has a story. Everybody.
Yes.
And way more than you think. I wouldn't release mine because no one would believe it. They would just laugh me out of the room.
I don't know.
There's a tease.
I'd like to know the story of Dana Carvey.
When I come to Nashville and we go around all the main street and we go in the bars, we see all the incredible bands. Yeah. I'll tell you everything you want to know. So my new best friend is Sheryl Crow. I just want to make that announcement. And
make it clear.
So the thing I got from the documentary, which I recommend to everybody because it's such a human story, is how hard you worked and how driven you were. And then how you, like most people, well, there's certain celebrities I know that are much easier with fame, but how you had a love-hate with that. And we'll talk about that part of your drive, and yet, why do I want this and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I still think fame is it's a real mind trip, and I didn't really adjust to it very well. It for me, instead of it being fun and something I could kind of navigate and manipulate and use to sort of build my brand, which was not people didn't talk about brand back then.
I know.
Instead, for me, it was pressure. It was pressure, and it was a source of my. I've always looked at my life as, okay, how am I going to fuck this up? Or, that's just how I've always been sort of uber critical of myself. I don't know why, but, and so fame was just one more avenue for me to fall short or embarrass myself, or, it becomes this thing like suddenly you're invited to the party and you're like with all the cool kids. Mm-hmm. And then you get this weird panic that when is this going to stop? And, I wasn't at that event, or I should have been at that, or I wasn't included. It's just like, it's another level of panic. Was for me, at least.
Cheryl, you get reminded all the time. You were saying it in the documentary, and you're saying it now. I would in tiny ways, you get reminded. Like you go to the Golden Globes and you're sitting 8 rows back where you were the year before, and you're like, is that weird?
That part is kind of funny.
Or there's so many little things you keep getting checked, like where you are in the food chain. And Vanity Fair party, they invite you at 9 or 1 a.m. You're like, wait a second, does that matter? And they're like, well, you can't go, and you can't bring a +1 this time, or you can, and all that stuff is someone's in a room deciding your fame level. And
I know. And they're all the pictures of people on the red carpet, and you've gone out of your way to look hot, and you're not in the pictures.
Yeah. Or they'll say a press announcement of who came, and you're not in those 10 they mentioned. You're like, oh, okay.
Well, I was going to say, and one other thing, I find that I still see my name in the press and it'll be misspelled.
Oh.
And I'll just go, okay.
Do they misspell Crow or Cheryl? They do a C?
Cheryl.
They can't get any of it right.
Or sometimes it'll be like an E on the end of Crow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all, that's the part that was so, once I moved, and especially once my boys came, and really, truth be told, after I got diagnosed with cancer, all that stuff just kind of went out the window and seemed ridiculous,
That same thing happened to me. It happened to me twice. Once with a health issue I had, botched bypass, but it feels good now. And once when I was picking up my son, and he went in for the play date. He's like 9. He comes out. He has a severely fractured wrist.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like going at a right angle. So he had to drive him to the hospital. And in that moment, everything got real clear,
Yeah.
I read this thing recently based on what we're talking about. And I can't believe I would read something recently that would be helpful in terms of getting dinged in show business.
Yeah.
The people who criticize you are doing less than you.
Ooh, I like that.
Isn't it good? Because we would never judge you. We know what the work that goes in. I don't ever think of anybody who's hot or not. I just know they have a story and they're talented and whatever. Yeah. But do you go on social media at all and look around? And David's good at it.
My assistant's sitting over here. I'm totally embarrassed, but first of all, I'll say that my kids say I was born in the 1870s. I am so not tech, but also I have nothing to do with social media. That's not true. That's not true. I'm involved in my social media, but I don't know how to go on it. I don't know how to post. I hand stuff to Liz and I'll say, can we post about this? This matters. But I just don't do it. My kids don't have social media. I already know how my personality is. And there's so much mean stuff on there. I would be distraught. So
how do you get your kids to do they want to be on and you don't let them?
Well, my 15-year-old, initially about when he turned 12, started begging me for Snapchat.
Of course, for sure.
About 12 and a half. And all of his friends had Snapchat. They didn't have Instagram. They didn't have whatever else that you have. What else is there? Didn't have TikTok. I know, I'm sorry, but didn't have TikTok. And then...
Is that weird?
I am weird. I love Upworthy. I love that I can get with. But anyway, so he asked me for his 14th birthday if he could have Snapchat. And I said, oh my gosh, buddy, you don't have to ask for it for your birthday. So he got that. I mean, that's the weird one because you can't check what they're doing. But there's 1,000 ways.
Chat.
It is sneak chat.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways though to see all the TikTok stuff on YouTube, and we have all the parameters.
At a friend's house, and
yeah,
you
can't hard to control.
My daughter is actually grew up. I don't know where you were in Missouri. She's in Springfield right now.
Oh, and not far.
Yeah, so that's where she's growing up, and so
Brad Pitt's
I think it's nice. It's nice there, right?
It is nice there. It is. My brother went to college there.
And I've tried to keep her there as long as I can in a bubble before she comes to stay in LA sometimes because I can tell it's getting scarier and scarier of how terrifying it is for them to open to that world.
Yeah, but it's kind of that way everywhere. I mean, we just have a rule that you can't be on your phone. Can't come and lay down on the couch and be on your phone for, I'm sort of at a 30-minute. You can do 30 minutes. Pick your screen. And
I look at my screen time. It says I'm on 22 hours a day. I'm like, we can pump those numbers up.
I know they do. They admonish you. Your phone says you're down. You're down this week. Your usage is down. It's like, fuck you.
Why aren't you on it more? What's wrong with you?
What can we do to get you sucked back in?
Yeah. Come on. Anger really sells, man, and outrage. But I don't look at it. I get way too sensitive. If I see one negative thing, or were you ever funny, or whatever they say, I'm kind of bummed out, and it makes me mad that I even am affected. But I don't listen or watch anything I do, essentially. I don't like to see, hear, or feel anything.
Me neither. Plus, I'll tell you the one thing about making a documentary when you're 60, right?
Sexy
is that
60.
You see all that old, I'm 60, I turned 60 in February. You see all that old footage of yourself and you still think you're that person. And then it comes back over to an interview with you and there you are in the chair and you're 60. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to, I like to think that I'm still like in my 30s.
Hey, I'm up the ladder looking down at your age going, not bad. But you're right. How do we compete? We're all so cute. Everyone is essentially all humans. All humans are cute.
We get cuter with age.
In their 20s.
Adorable.
Well, everybody's really cute in their 20s and 30s, but it's hard to, compete.
What about Cheryl at Woodstock? Day and I watched her. She was in the Woodstock one. I watched it because they said you were on it. And so I watched
the 1999, that one?
Yeah.
Well, wherever you had a full-blown mullet.
I did. I was wearing, it was, let me just tell you.
Please.
This is a total aside. So I have these wonderful hair pieces I can clip in my hair, right?
Nice.
Not wearing them now, but if I go on stage or whatever. And I have clipped them on both my boys so that they'll look like Tommy Boy.
Wait, what?
I mean, Joe Dirt. Sorry, Joe Dirt. Oh my gosh.
There's so many. That's all right.
Joe Dirt. Yes.
Joe Dirt is a big Halloween costume.
Yeah, it is a look.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But yeah, that documentary 1999, the Woodstock I watched part of it on the airplane a couple of days ago, and I had to turn it off. It was so disturbing. And I remember it. I remember how awful it was.
Was it scary for you because it got scarier? Like by the time Jewel got on and stuff, it was getting closer and closer to that whole. I remember hearing about it, but when you watch how everyone went bananas, it must have been, I can't believe who would stay. You know what I mean? It was so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting that people did stay. It almost felt like they couldn't leave, but it was debauched from the beginning because we were on the first day and you could look out and you'd see all these girls who were topless on guys' shoulders, trying to get the MTV camera to sweep around in front of them and get on TV. And they were already throwing shit from the outhouses that were not set up right, that were leaking. Right, yeah. And at what point some landed on my hand while I was playing bass during my favorite mistake. That's when we stopped. We played about 4 songs and I remember saying, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Not gonna.
Wouldn't be prudent.
He set me up. I don't normally do characters on the podcast, but not gonna do it. Feces on the bass.
Bad.
Anyway, well, that's a good gig story. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a few of those. That was a highlight though. We went on after Andy Dick. And then, so that tells you what the vibe was.
Yeah, that's.
He went on after Insane Clown Posse. So we
who would go on after them? Jesus.
Yeah. We were like, is this our crowd?
What'd you open with? What was did you come out with a rocker? How'd you try to follow Andy Dick?
I think we came out with "If It Makes You Happy." I mean, that was our weapon, but
that is a weapon.
Wow, is that your one to go to?
Yeah.
You have a lot of anthems. You have a lot of anthems.
God, look through her shit. I was like going, look at that song. Oh my God. Because I love Leaving Las Vegas and it came up my iTunes the other day. Knowing.
Oh, wow.
And it was without my phone knowing we're going to talk this week.
Or did it?
Yeah, did it. Yeah, that's really the question. And that's a monster at that beginning bass. And great song. Is a huge story about it in your documentary. And then and then you keep going and going. Your first Letterman, backup for Michael Jackson. Just getting that, you kind of skimmed over that in audition for Michael Jackson. How in God's green earth did you sneak in an audition where they didn't go, your name's not on this list? You were just cute. You ran in and said, I'm next.
It's weird. I did a few sessions out there I started to get a little bit of work singing jingles, the songs that are in commercials for those that don't know. And I think because I was the new kid in town, I started to get some work and started getting hired and was on a couple of sessions with the same guys. One of them was Daryl Finnessy, who's a fantastic singer. And actually it was one of them was for Johnny Mathis. And I overheard him talking to another singer about the Jackson tour. So I asked about it and you had to be recommended by Bruce Swedeen or Quincy Jones or Rod Temperton. And of course, I didn't know any of those people. I think I'd been in town maybe 6 months when I first started getting work. And I found out where it was and I drove out. It was at a rehearsal space. I want to say SIR, but I don't think they have that in LA. I can't remember what it was called. Drove there and thought, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? So I went and I knocked on the door and they let me in. They asked me what my name was. I said, I'm Sheryl Crow. I am not recommended, but I overheard Daryl Finnessy. I mean, I told them straight up.
It's good. You threw in some good
and they
names.
said, well, come on in. And they put me on video first. And I said, hey, Michael, my name is Sheryl Crow. I just moved here. I was an elementary school teacher. I'm out here doing sessions and would love a chance to go on the road and sing backup for you or whatever. And then I got a call from Daryl and he put me with a couple of other singers and we went in and sang together and they hired us.
Now, was this supposed to be backup or were we supposed to sing?
Backup
what was the
singer.
whole idea? Okay.
No, backup singer.
But you eventually were doing stuff singing with him.
Well, he had two or three songs that featured females. Like one of them was Man in the Mirror, which was Saida Garrett on the record. Yeah. Oh, and I Can't Stop Loving You was also Saida?
Yeah.
I just can't stop loving you. Yeah, that one.
It's interesting when we see you, like you're at home now and you're Cheryl and sweet, personable. But when I watch you with Jagger and Michael Jackson, okay, so like these titans, and you're just like going for it. I mean, it is kind of it's a personality you put on it. It's fierce and rock starry. I mean, that transition, I mean, who was tougher, Jagger or Michael, to like keep in their face? Because they're both really aggressive, dancing with you, and you're right up on top of them. It's very cool to see.
Mick Jagger was, I mean, he was far more terrifying for sure. Really? I mean, I'd grown up with that guy, right? I had grown up with the Sticky Fingers record and unzipping the zipper. I mean, they were like dangerous, like edgy, and they had all this folklore around them, you know, and by the time I got to sing with them, I mean, I'd seen them live a handful of times. I mean, that was like, that was the bomb. I was so afraid, and I threw up all day. I was a nervous wreck. I think I even talked about the documentary about Bobby Keys handing me a bottle of tequila right before I went on.
A bottle?
Hey, have a shot of courage. And the next thing I know, I'm out there with them. And yeah, I mean, it's a funny thing. And I know you guys know this too. It's like you have this side that has to show up and be fearless. But then you also, I don't know if you guys are like this, as soon as you walk off stage, you go, oh my God, I suck. Or I sucked. Or that was, you know, I want to do it again. I wish I could, you know, and it's that sort of balance between stepping into it and then coming away from it and being able to just put it away without rehashing it with all the voices that are in your head that tell you suck.
I sometimes do it later on. I mean, when you came off from Jagger, really in that moment, did you think I just sucked, or did you feel kind of cool? Obviously, the first faces are crew guys or whatever, and they have a range of compliments. Hey, and sometimes they'll change it mid-word.
Or nothing.
Hey, that was really...
Or nothing.
That was really good. You know, they go from great... You get these little messages, and then if you get someone really high, bro, you crushed it, you know?
Yeah.
And then hours later, I would think, fuck, I missed that. I rushed that. So that...
It's a funny, you know, it's a funny thing. That was such an out-of-body experience that it was hard to even relate to it. And then compound that with, I mean, literally we didn't even have a hit yet. I mean, All I Want to Do had come out and it was starting to happen. But I couldn't even process it. But you know, my nature has always been to not think I'm good enough, you know, and I guess that's part of what propels you to work so hard, is that you feel like whatever you're doing is never as great as the Rolling Stones, or never as great as Stevie Nicks, or not even as great as you think you should or could be. And it's taken me years really to grapple with that. And, you know, there's also, you know, you talk about the mental challenges that go along with being an artist or somebody who puts themselves out there, that shows up. You know, I spent a little time with Robin Williams through the years, and you look at somebody like that who can open himself up and be so beautifully funny and so just present.
Seemingly happy.
Yeah, but then in their real life, you know, they're struggling, and that's the story of a lot of us.
I got to know Robin quite a bit. I knew him since the 70s, you know.
Yeah.
And I got to know him when we were both up here in Marin County for the last 5 years. And part of what I feel about him is like his shyness and his vulnerability. He would call me boss, but he was my idol. And then his powerhouse on stage. And really, he created this idea of a Shakespearean actor just showing up. And it was just a brilliant concept of like, and you never knew where he was going to go, you know. One thing I wanted to ask you, Cheryl, but David's going to ask a question first. Go ahead.
No, I have a question about what to say to people when they get off stage. So I did God, why do I think you were here? Andre Agassi charity in Vegas. Maybe you weren't there. So it's just
I might have been there.
All these stars go on, right?
Okay,
it's comedy.
Yeah.
There's me. I was at the table with Ray Romano. I thought you were at my table. Why do I even think this? Anyway.
I was there.
Okay, so you were there. Okay.
Yes. That's the night I met Lance Armstrong. Okay, carry on.
Interesting. My next question.
That's part two. Part two of the interview.
Okay, I'll whiz through this story first because this one sucks. So they go, Ray's there and you're there. We're all at this table, whatever. They go, okay, you're going to go up, then Cheryl, then remember. So I have to go up before Ray. And I go after... Do you remember there was like an 11-year-old phenom singer from like American Idol or something?
Yes, I do.
Anyway,
yes, I do.
They go, she's only doing one song or something. So I'm waiting in the wings and she goes up and she does like I Will Always Love You or something. And she gets a standing ovation and she walks off and I go, hey, get him next time. And then she goes, what? Because I had to get in her fucking head, Cheryl, because you know what? She blew me off the stage and I couldn't follow her. So I'm like, hey, tough crowd, huh? And she's like, what?
I love your honesty. I love that you're
11 years old. I got to get in there and let her know what's going on, man. And so then I went on.
She's been in therapy ever since.
She's like, didn't I get a standing ovation?
She never sang again.
Isn't that good? I'm like,
never opened her mouth.
So then I got up. First of all, that was embarrassing. And then I get up and then I bomb. And then I come down and I say to Ray Romano, just like comedian to comedian, I go, hey, listen, you're next. Listen, the tables are really far apart. They can't hear you in the front. There's kids in the back. There's a bar over here. It's the worst case scenario. He gets up and kills for 20 minutes straight. And I was like, After I just explained why he's going to bomb. And there's absolutely no way to do well here.
He doesn't go down for anybody. Have you ever, Cheryl, when I've seen you sing on this documentary, and it seems like if you have nerves, they never affect your voice. Like if you're terrified with Jagger, you don't hit a bad note, do you, in the whole thing? I mean, that's just more mathematical, right? You don't hit a bad note.
That's nice. I have bombed before, I promise. In fact, I can remember doing a tribute. I think it might have been, I feel like Neil Young was on it. I don't know. It was a Music Cares thing. And I thought I knew the song, but I didn't know it very well. And I got up and literally could not think of a single word and sang practically the whole song, making up crap. And I remember coming off stage and John Sykes, who was the head of
VH1,
saying something about, wow, I don't know if I've ever heard that rendition before. Yes, I have definitely had moments of bombing.
I've had death-defying bombs, Yeah. I've done corporate work occasionally. I worked a gun show. And all these guys were eating steaks with their backs to me, and they would just take a bite and kind of look up. But they pay you so much, you have to do those.
Comedians are easy; they throw you anywhere. But I'm jealous of musicians because corporate gigs can be tough. But with musicians, you can sort of, even if you bomb in quotes, you just do your song. The in between is kind of awkward because there's crickets.
Yeah,
but. We're doing every line. We're getting feedback that it's not working. It's not. Yeah.
Oh, I just can't imagine being a comedian. And I love the art form. I love comedians. And David, I've never seen you bomb. You've always made me laugh.
Oh, that's nice. But you're a sweet person. And
that's the truth.
David,
but I just can't imagine. We did a corporate gig. No. We did a virtual gig. During the pandemic, and I'd never done one of those where you do a concert
in front of like nothing. Yeah,
there's no like in between songs. It's like, okay, you hit that big last chord, and then it's just crickets.
Yeah,
it's like playing in Japan.
You look over and there's some guy on the side just texting. He's like works, so he's like, "Go on, do your next song."
I call it comedy waterboarding. I did one with Tony Robbins, and he was interviewing me on the Zoom, and he was so enthusiastic, and he had a global audience and all these screens, and I would do Tony Fauci or something and go, give it up for Dana Carvey, and then there'd be 2 minutes of music, and I would just be dancing in my room, like no laughs. Woo, yeah! It's just, I love Tony. But I was going to ask you, so the one thing about being hard on yourself and you're still around doing great stuff is that we have data now, And there's something about lasting, and putting out cool stuff. And seems to me that when you really got into the super celebrity thing, it was when you were already exploding as a superstar, and then you're dating another superstar. And that's when the tabloids went 10.0, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think interestingly enough, I had dated people before that were well known, but there was something about that combo that was just
it was
ripe for fodder. Yeah, it was. It's like, I wouldn't put myself with J-Lo and A-Rod like way up there, but a combo like that it's titillating,
juicy.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because there was Owen. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, love Owen.
Well, Owen's the coolest dude in the world. So.
I still communicate with Owen. I absolutely love him.
Hey.
And I've been really fortunate, and I don't really have anything bad to say about Lance at all. I have been really fortunate to be with the people that I've been with, and I wouldn't change it,
Yeah, I think.
But I will say one thing. I did dream last night that I married Brad Pitt.
You must know Brad pretty well.
That's a good plan.
I do know him pretty well. I went to college with him.
Oh, you did?
Really? Did the girls all love him then? College? Or what was he like in college?
It's really funny. He's a year younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the song leader at his fraternity, Sigma Chi. Yes.
Really?
So I went over and I would work with them with their we had, I can't remember what it was called, Greek Week or whatever.
Oh,
so I was like their coach or whatever. But I knew him from campus running around. I knew the girl he was dating. And you're always friendly. He's from Springfield, where your daughter is.
Yeah.
Always friendly. And I've seen him through the years. He's a good dude, man.
I swear he sort of takes an odd beating out there over this divorce thing that never ends. But I've never seen him not be cool to people, not be nice to people. He seems like the most down to earth.
He's a nice person.
Big of a star as he is, gives everybody time. I don't know how he does it. But he keeps getting roughed up. I mean, that's a divorce for you, I guess. I don't know.
The energy around someone like Brad Pitt, and I think part of his shyness or reclusiveness, he's not really readily available. And it almost, like Clooney was with Matt Damon and Brad Pitt, and they're at some film festival in Europe, and Clooney just said like he and Damon just disappeared as soon as Brad Pitt showed up. So this other level of being a true sex symbol and a really brilliant actor. Is just this 10.0.
Well, David, you know how that is. Being a sex symbol is very
Cheryl, I'm glad you brought that up.
David and the ladies have a nice life arrangement.
Is a struggle. But the truth is also when you're dating, like you were saying, if you date someone in the business, like you almost have to date someone like an Owen because like that song even says, are you strong enough? Like, first of all, the tabloids don't care when you date a normal person. So it's not as big of a deal. And people think you're not even dating. They don't know what's going on. And then they only jump on it if it's someone they know. And like together it equals like 5 stars. Yeah. It's like 2 celebrities equal 5. So it's like you see these people on like reality shows. Together they make 1 actual star. So that's why they always date each other. Someone from The Bachelor dates someone from this one.
Well, the cynic kind of thinks, is it an arrangement, David? Is it sort of like, hey, let's date for 3 months. Our profile will explode. You two should get together for 6 weeks.
That's why I'm going to marry Brad Pitt, because I feel like that'll put me actually at least a 5.
Oh, you'd be huge.
Yeah.
You
two
Pitt,
guys, people couldn't deal with it.
That'd be crazy.
I love my life. I don't want to get married. I love my life.
You don't want to get married? That's crazy.
No, I would just want to sleep around.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's unpack the last part of our podcast. Sheryl Crow.
I'm going to make sure my kids listen to this podcast.
Yeah, good.
Hey, women should own their sexuality.
They should be able to do that too.
They should, but I got to be honest with you. 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's REM sleep for me at 9:30. I'm out.
If the guy's ready to rally from 8:50 to 9, if it's not in that window, beat it.
I don't. I'm with you, Sheryl. During the pandemic, I just went to bed early, got up early. It's hard for a nightclub performer when you get up at 5:30 and the show's at 10 that night, you have to wait 18 hours. But I like doing this.
Dana in Vegas, me and Dana did this show, and I do it usually, and then he covered for me once, and he's like, "This thing's at fucking 10, dude." I know. And then we do a Q&A at the end, so it's at like, you get off by midnight. I go, that's too late, right? And he's like, yeah. And I go, what am I doing?
I like 7 o'clock shows. I really, at this age, I just like, I don't want to party. Anyway.
You also, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. No, I won't ask you about this, but.
Ask me anything.
No, it's not that exciting. I'm not. I first of all, like that when, in the special, when you said driven, is sort of a negative to women. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's nice in this day and age when no one really seems to want to work or work hard, that seems like a trophy to say I was, you know what I mean? You wear it like a medal. Like I'm driven, meaning I actually want to bust my ass and try really hard to get in a business where it seems like every year that goes by that's not how it works anymore. People want to be given things, or people want to jump ahead a lot easier, and they don't want to work, or they don't have to work. And so I love watching that when people put in the hours, because it is a hard job to get right. And if you take it seriously, whether it's stand up or that, or any sort of writing, you write and do it all, and you perform, that's like something to be so proud of. And it's weird when people give it to you like it's a negative. That's a hard thing to take.
Yeah, I think for women, the idea of an ambitious woman is such a turnoff. Like, for instance, it's like a woman gets called a bitch, or, I can remember when, this goes way back, but what was the woman, oh my gosh, who ran for president years ago?
Sarah Palin, or vice president?
No, this is way, I want to say Kafara, but it's not that. But anyway, there was always a discussion about how ambitious she was, and how unlikable, that kind of thing. And I don't know. I still find that is problematic when you have ambitious men, and it's such an admirable trait. But for a woman to be ambitious, and let's face it, if you are the head of a company, or if you're a politician, or a successful woman in general, you have some ambition. And that ambition is fed by, hopefully, the desire to be really good at something, and the love of doing that something. And that, that's
positive.
That question you were just asking, David, about people not wanting to work hard. I mean, even in raising my boys, I keep having to say to them, look, if you're going to do this, you want to dedicate your energy and your time, and you're blessed to have resources to be good at this thing that you love, because it's not all about the end product. And I don't know where we're off. Like, when I was growing up, everybody was middle class. There was no, people weren't rich.
Here. Yeah.
And so I grew up idolizing all these amazing musicians and bands. And I felt like it wasn't about being famous. It was about being great. You know what I mean? So I don't know where we're off. I guess it's really easy to be famous, and it's really easy to get rich.
That's it. Yeah.
So nobody really they don't equate work with becoming famous, or work with becoming rich.
It just changed, and it's not anyone's fault. But when you're on television as Frank Sinatra or whoever, or Stevie Nicks, they were just really great. And now, because of social media and instant hits and stuff, and it's very demoralizing for young people when they see, and I do a joke about a guy who opens pickles jars and is making 7 figures. All right, my name's Steve. Today we're going to open some nice dills, and he's making 7 figures.
On YouTube,
YouTube and monetization.
Yeah, he's good.
Interesting enough, this comes back to you. So the corporations and the big music publishing companies are now buying artist catalogs. They obviously got Springsteen, they got this. They're not so much buying the more modern product, because these anthems, these big songs, really monetize well going generationally. Like your hits, are just right here, right now, strong enough. I mean, they're just if it makes you happy, all those. So have you been approached or have you sold your catalog?
Well, I sold my catalog, not my songwriters, but I sold my catalog about 3 albums ago because everything was going to streaming. And we were approached with the idea that they would start getting placement so that the songs would be heard more, but I wouldn't lose my songwriters. So I didn't get the giant chunk that like a Springsteen or a bubble, Bob Dylan or whatever.
Yeah. What's a songwriter mean though? What do you mean?
So you get paid for the, you get paid publishing and you get paid your songwriter. So I split my songwriter with whoever I write my song with. And if I don't write it with somebody, then I take 100% of the songwriter's fee or whatever, the money that comes in. So when it goes through ASCAP or BMI or wherever it is, some of it goes to the publishing company, some of it goes to the songwriter. But it's interesting now because everything is streaming. We make a penny or maybe 2 pennies every time a song is streamed. So how much of a penny do you get paid for the songwriter? It's nothing. I mean, 100% of a penny is still going to be a penny, so it's just ridiculous. And I don't know. I mean, I love that Bruce and Neil and all these people are making hundreds of millions of dollars, but I don't know. I mean, it's sort of like Bitcoin to me.
Do you mean like how does the people that buy it make it back? Because is it overpaying?
Well, I guess what they do is they sell the right to use that song in a commercial.
They're out there to try to sell it to make money, which the other people wouldn't be
stuff
doing.
Like that.
Right.
And that's why maybe the album is kind of over for now in a way. I mean, you're going to release more like just batches of songs or I'm
going to release batches of songs, but I mean, that's not for everybody. For me, like I said, I'm 60.
Is the new term batches?
Like
Dana?
pancakes. You're going to do batches of songs.
Like batch 1, batch 2.
The Promised Land.
I liked in the Dana in the documentary, remember, I think it was toward the end where she said, you came out to somewhere, maybe it was Bonnaroo. Where's Bonnaroo, in Tennessee or something?
Yeah.
And the people weren't there yet, but by the time you went on, first of all, when you said 4:00, I was like, I was at one of those festivals and it was like, Norm Macdonald went on at noon. I went on at I luckily went on before Tom Petty, which is great. But it was kind of nighttime. But there were very weird times people went on. It was like all day. But you went on, the place was packed. And then you said this whole new generation when you went to, I think, If It Makes You Happy, which is one of your big Mongo hits, that they all knew it. And that's cool. That's the coolest thing is that it keeps going. It's for me like someone seeing a movie or something that a new generation knows it and you can't believe, how would you even see it? Because that's something people don't listen to radio. You go, oh, here's a new Sheryl Crow song or here's an old one. Someone had to tell them or something and they all know all the words. It's very cool.
I mean, it's funny because about maybe 5 years ago, my manager started talking about, and now you're a legacy artist. And I'm like, oh, that's like, okay, I've got my ARP card. I'm a legacy artist.
That's what I'm trying to be.
But it's kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, people's kids have grown up. I mean, like I know Burt Bacharach and I know, of course, obviously I know the Rolling Stones, but I mean, I grew up with parents that played music and all this generation is growing up with parents who grew up with my music. And it's a rarefied place to be. It's, it's awesome.
Some high school kid today, boy or girl, is going to listen to My Favorite Mistake today for the first time and become possessed by it. I mean, I noticed in your songwriting, which is kind of cool. Brandy Carlisle talked about it. You're doing these major chords or just this setup, and then it goes in unexpected places. I'm not a musicologist, but seems to go minor or weird. That the second parts of your songs are so explosively different, and the setup is kind of I don't know. I mean, how do you write a melody like that part for my favorite mistake? Because that's such a cool melody, weird.
I don't know, but I will say I'm so proud of my references. Like I loved the Beatles so much.
What?
I know.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Love the Beatles. And that documentary just, I binge watched it and then I rewatched the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of stuff that I wind up writing is osmosis. I mean, I don't know what it's like to write jokes because it seems like, I'm sure you guys grew up with George Carlin and Richard Pryor, all the greats, and I'm sure
same thing.
Yeah, so you get a cadence, or you do what they do for a while, and then you go, okay, now you start hopefully transitioning to who you are, and that becomes your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still standing on the shoulders of all the dudes that wrote the book, right?
You're like a research paper of your favorite people, and then you start turning into your own.
This is a horrible question to ask, but what Beatles songs kind of speak to you, like off the top of your head, that you really liked? Okay, I'll just start. Here, There, and Everywhere?
Here, There, and Everywhere. That song is amazing, and then you hear Emmylou Harris do it, and you go, that song is amazing again.
Yes.
That's why their songs are so great. Yesterday is one of my favorite songs. Long and Winding Road is one of my favorite songs. Love by John Lennon is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, I got married to that.
Such good stuff in there. Get Back, Come Together. But definitely Blackbird and Yesterday to me are the two of the greatest songs ever written.
When we did we got lucky to talk to Paul. But he said, was it yesterday where he says, when he brings it in, do you bring it in and go, I got a winner? And he goes,
my God.
No, you can't. You have to walk in and go, hey, I did a new one if you guys want to hear it. And then he said, Ringo said, I can't put any drums on that. And then John said, I can't put any more guitar on it. And they said, what if we put strings? And he said, no.
That was George Martin.
Yeah. And he said, no, we're rock and roll. We don't want strings on it. And I go, we get a little bit of the process.
Yeah, it was interesting, Cheryl, and we can cut this out if it overlaps, but we did get to talk to Paul, and we were both very nervous. I was on the road in Wyoming with my family in Montana, but anyway, once we started talking about Get Back, he really lit up, and I asked him, did John ever thank you for your bass lines? And that was like a big thing for him. And
what did he say?
We found our way to come together. And he talked about how John just had one line, Here Come Old Flat Top, which was a Chuck Berry song he had to pay for later. And then he kind of teased it out of him that he wrote that opener. He said to John, we got to have an opener. We can't just go right in. So that became... So I go, Paul, that's one of the best openings of a song ever. And then later on he had said, we wrote it face to face. Because he comes in, even though it's so Lennon-y, Paul comes in with one, a cracker. He got Juju Eyeball. So Paul, his comprehensive musicality, I think, just influenced the band. His fingerprints were because he could do the percussion. He had a 4-octave range, sing all the harmonies. He could play all the keyboards and all the guitars. So anyway, interesting interview, and I couldn't sleep for a week after that because I kept thinking of what I should have asked.
I see. I would have just loved to have been in the room,
fly on the wall,
listening to you guys interview him, because that was one of the things about the documentary that not to be like all woo woo and stuff, but watching them in the room and the musicality of all four of those guys.
Yes.
Like Ringo never played anything that didn't feel exactly perfect and right
for the song. Yep.
For the song. Paul, everything he played was not just tasteful, but it was like unique and memorable. There was so much happening. His interplay, even the tension between he and George, all of, and then the combination of him and John. I know I'm going somewhere with this.
We love to talk about the Beatles.
I so believe that there is an energetic component to the universe that brings that together. Because there are too many instances where you just go, where in the world did that come from? Or even when you write a song and you go, okay, like my favorite mistake, I felt that way after that song. I felt like, okay, I don't know where that came from. And also I feel like it's already been written. because it feels so complete.
It's such a great melody.
There are moments where you go, okay, you can't define what creativity is. Yeah, you can't really define what inspiration is, but it is a real thing. And that to me is like, okay, that's just God. I mean, however you want to define that energy that is unique to you. And I watched that in that documentary, that energy, that no matter what was happening between them, it all was part of the outcome. I don't know. I guess the older I get, the more I get into the idea that these things aren't accidents. You're tapping into something.
Well, Dennis Miller, who's a big Beatle fan, he said it this way to me. He goes, Carvey, I can understand, Led Zeppelin, okay? I get Pink Floyd or, U2 and all that. But for the life of me, I can't understand the Beatles. How does that happen? And it's lightning in a bottle. What was sweet about it, Cheryl, and it'll be on the podcast, is that he still has this love of John, and there was he loved that you could see them joking around with each other. Yeah. Even though John was taking the piss out of him a little bit, there was a bit of a competition going on because Paul had Long and Windy Road. He was on this upswing and had a ton of songs. And John had to bring Across the Universe to the album, which is insane. So mind-blowing. It's like a left, it's a right. It's too much. I mean, the amount of hits.
You could retire off that one alone.
I know.
It's unreal.
If he just wrote Here, There, and Everywhere, he'd be a famous person. But I can see your influence in a good way, but you have your own Sheryl Crow brand. But I think you do write songs. I'm sure if you've met Paul, and I'm sure he's a fan of your music. That's pretty trippy, right?
I don't know if he is or not, but I did. It's kind of funny. I did meet him when I was doing Fallon in the NBC building. And it's funny because I have so many memories. I mean, certainly from doing Saturday Night Live.
That's right.
Of being in that building and getting to meet people,
Oh, yeah.
3 times on SNL, Sheryl Crow.
3 times on SNL.
That's a hard one to do. They have the choice of anyone at all times, and to get asked back 3 different times. I
had to sleep with Lauren like 11 times.
Oh, I've been there.
What did Lauren say to you?
I'm still sleeping with him. I don't know why. I don't even know. Just I'm in a habit.
So you'll be doing If It Makes You Happy, and that'll be your first song.
Maybe something we've heard of. Maybe.
Right.
And second song you pick, Dealer's Choice.
Here's what Paul said to me about you, Cheryl. I go, Paul, who do you like contemporary? I like Sheryl Crow. She's got a good thumper. She's got a good, bassy, and goes guitars and harmonies. She's a big vocal, a big voicer. Sorry, that's
you didn't say that.
She's freaking out.
I'm freaking out, just going, oh my gosh.
I'm sure he loves you.
I wish I would have recorded that and then posted it like he actually did say that.
If it makes you happy, why are you so sad? It's one of those turns John and I would do. It's like a big old chorus, makes you happy. You think, it makes you happy. Then why are you so sad? It takes the carpet out, and that what keeps it going. It gets you all willy-jilly. I don't know. Okay, I'll do it all day.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
I do it just to be with Paul McCartney.
Will you call my voicemail and just leave that on there for me so I can use it?
This is Paul.
Phil's not here right now. I can't do it.
But
Dana, yes. I got to tell Cheryl before we let her leave and go back to Nashville.
She doesn't want to leave. She wants to talk about.
She doesn't want to leave.
I don't. I
have to tell her that when I'm looking over these songs, first of all, I like that. I'm trying to look at my favorite ones just for absolutely no reason. But If It Makes You Happy, I like that you work in Mosquito in that one, because it's hard to get into songs.
Sorely unused pop word.
Yeah, it's very, very underused. And I have to say, and this is a dumb story, but when I was with Kid Rock, one of his albums came out, and we were hanging out more, and he goes, I think he was up against Pink when it came out. I don't know why I remember this. This is probably a lie. But so he's driving. You can attest to this. If you're in a car with him, he's playing his album. If you're in his house, he's playing his album. If you're in anywhere, he's playing a video of himself. So he goes, you got to hear the new album. And I go, oh. And then he played the whole thing. So I don't know as much about music as you or Dana.
I don't know anything.
Dana knows a lot.
I'm just a fan.
So he plays the songs. And he goes, this one's the one that comes out first, and then this one, and then this one. And then fucking Picture comes on. And I know nothing, Cheryl, and I go, that's fucking great. And I go, play that one again. And he goes, it's with Cheryl. And I go, God damn, that's catchy. That is so good. And she's so good in it. And he goes, well, that's going to come later. And if I'm not mistaken, the first 2 songs did okay. And then Picture blew the fuck up. Is that possible?
It exploded.
It's so good. It's
and you
so
know what
good.
he said, which was funny? He said, after you recorded it, he said, that's going to go to number 1. I was like, really?
Oh, that's so cool.
And he's like, that's going to go to number 1.
I'm telling you, it pops up my iPod all the time, and it's so fucking good, and you're so great in it, and I just go, God. And I know he takes a beating out there, but he can sing, man. He gets it right, and that one he got right, and he's got a lot of great shit out there.
Yeah, and
how did that happen? He knew he had it and came to you, or you had it and came to him, or what happened?
Oh no, he had it. In fact, I didn't write nearly as much on that as he did. I mean, and he's super like when he's in the studio, he is fearless, man. I mean, he has listened to so much great music and can play a lot of things, and you know, he's really masterful at getting his ideas down, and
he knows it back and forth. He knows.
He does, and he's also, you know, very savvy when it comes to what he thinks will hit, and yeah.
You know, it's funny. I used to bust his balls because he goes, "Hey, I got this guy wants me to come play his birthday party. Give me $50,000 to come sing." I go, "Does he give you another 50 to get off?" Because he'd play, we do karaoke at my birthday party, and he goes, maybe I'll get up with these guys. I'm like, maybe it's gonna within seconds. So he would sing karaoke, and then that was for the next 3 hours. I
don't know if you ever came down to in New York. I think it was in the late 90s. Maybe we would show up once a week at Shine, which was a club downtown. And we do all covers, and any given night.
Oh my God, how fun!
Mike Mills, Stevie Nicks sat in with us. Keith Richards sat in with us. Anyway, Kid Rock came down, and it was the same night that Keith sat in, and he kept yelling Keith's name, Keith Richards, Keith Richards. And Keith got really mad, like irritated. He's like, quit saying my fucking name. And at one point I'm just like, okay, I'm not sure how to manage, you know, we're doing all these bad 90s covers. Wow. But yeah, he's a lot of fun. And I will say that Picture is one of the most covered songs in karaoke in the world.
For sure.
So that is, you know, one of my claims to fame.
Wow. I'm telling you, and on top of everything else you've done. And then I was looking at this and I go, oh, that's right. Picture on top of all this stuff. So just had to high five you for that one. That's so good.
Got to high five Bobby for that one.
Yeah. He does. I bust his balls all the time, but he is good.
Okay. You know, traveling Wallberries. Yes. So past and present, if you were going to make a female super group, who would be in there? I mean, obviously you would put in Stevie Nicks.
Obviously, I would put in Stevie Nicks, most definitely.
Super group.
10 out of 10. Stevie Nicks.
And I would ask Brandy, you know.
She loves you, and she's cool.
Brandy is amazing, and she's a great songwriter, and she's just a kick-ass chick.
Yeah, she's cool.
God, who else?
It's only 3. It's like Nirvana so far.
I know.
Bonnie Raitt, Emmylou Harris.
Bonnie would be amazing. Emmy would be amazing. Linda Ronstadt would be amazing.
I was going to say.
Yes. I mean, young-wise, I mean, you know, the Traveling Wheelberries, each one of them had a huge full body of material.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because there's a lot of young people out there that will be.
Who's young that you like?
Oh, man. I mean, I love Maren. She's a great songwriter, great performer, great singer. I love Courtney Barnett. She's amazing. I love the Haim girls. They're great. Who else?
Goes on and on.
Yeah. I mean, I love Florence and the Machine. She's really interesting. There's a young girl named Cassie, I want to say. Anyway, there's a lot of good young female music out there. Sure.
Yeah, it's hard to break through though. I mean, there's just so really much of everything. With everything is everything now.
Yeah, it's true.
What's in your hand? What's going on down there?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, guitar picks.
Are you going to write, as soon as this podcast is over, you're going to pick up one of those guitars and just go fucking crazy and write a masterpiece?
Are you write a song about me and Dana?
Yeah, just like podcasting with the lady and Joe Dirt.
The lady.
What is it? Oh.
Did you forget how to play?
What is that?
I can't even hear it.
Podcasting with David and Dana. Well, that sounded a little Patti Smith, didn't it?
I liked it. It had a little punk to it.
We'll get it on TikTok right away.
That's cool.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please get me on TikTok.
I know. Is that something they want you to do? Is like try to snippet your song on TikTok?
Okay, so the documentary was coming out, and Showtime was really hoping that I would open a TikTok account and do TikTok.
God, is that so real?
12-year-old was like, Mom, please don't. He's like, that is so cringy.
I'm on TikTok and it's so gross.
I'm going to join it.
You know that word cringy, though? Like when you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing because you're not cool. It's cringy.
Yeah,
sure.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of joining it, though. I don't know.
You are?
No, I don't look at any social media, but I've heard of it.
No, Dana doesn't even look, and he gets comments, and I have to answer for him because they go, hey, what does Dana think? And I go, well, Dana would probably...
I don't look at anything, but I do, from what I understand, the New York...
You should do TikTok. You would be huge.
Well, thank you.
Okay, I'm saying that, and I don't...
Thank you, Cheryl.
No, you don't know anything.
I don't know
based
anything.
on no knowledge of anything.
Well,
That's
I was reading
That's based on nothing.
New York Times had a 20-page article on what is TikTok. So essentially, I got the idea that rhythmic musicality is shared. Like you make something, like if I did Jump Buckley, then other people take it and go with it. So I don't know if it is about
Chopping
audio
work.
musicality catchphrasing.
Chopping broccoli could work.
Cheryl knows what it is.
Chop.
I do.
I know.
I do.
love it.
Chopping broccoli. Yeah, I've said that in my kitchen to my boys, and they look at me like, "What?"
We got to get your boys up to speed, man. Oh, my kids don't like me.
I try to turn them onto all the good stuff.
They don't think I'm funny. They just show me.
You got to make
Drake
them watch Joe Dirt and Benchwarmers.
Oh, they're gonna watch Joe Dirt for sure, and they need to know who the church lady is for sure.
And Wayne's World, they usually
and
are
Wayne's
okay with
World,
that.
they need to know. Yes, they will. They will.
Get them up to
party
speed.
on, dude.
And then next time we go to down there, we'll make Cheryl come out to the show.
Hey, would y'all please let me know if you ever come to Nashville? I'm your buddy.
I know, but I didn't.
Well,
I didn't
definitely.
really know for sure.
I love Nashville. We think about
Nashville's
moving there
cool.
all the time.
I mean, it's cool. Just don't come here and buy a house.
Oh, California, come on out to take over.
Californians making the prices go up, that kind of thing. Interlopers.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Montana. I'm from Montana. It's all going on up there. All the billionaires are coming in. I'll take 5 of those.
There's a great comedian, Theo Vaughn, one of my good buddies, lives out there. So when I go see him, I'll play the Ryman, and then I'll make you come down.
Please.
How many seats is the Ryman? I want to go in there and rock that place.
How much is it? 20?
Amazing.
300?
I think I played it once.
It's 20, somewhere around there.
I did play it once.
It used to be was it the Grand Ole Opry, or am I being stupid?
It was the Grand Ole Opry, and before that, it was a church way, way early.
Before that, it was a Whataburger?
Well, I played it, and I came off stage, and Sheryl happened to be there, and she goes, that was good. I'm kidding.
That was you really went out there, didn't you?
She goes, oh, they're a little tight.
Why do we have all this self-loathing? What the fuck is going on?
Here's the one to say, Dana, when Cheryl gets off, I'm going to go, fuck that crowd.
I'm going to get in the fetal
and you
position.
go, wait, I thought I did good.
I thought they liked me.
No, they were tough.
No, that was a hard crowd, man.
No, we'll get them. We'll get them
I'm
later.
going to get in the fetal position and cry myself to sleep with questions I should have done better.
Oh, no, you aren't.
No.
This was the best podcast I've ever done, ever.
Thank you.
Y'all were the best.
We love you. You know, she's really good on the podcast. She's very straightforward. You don't have to play any games. I do Paul now. I actually write songs as Paul.
Okay, wait. When you interviewed Paul, did you do Paul?
Oh, yeah. Did you do it?
Did you do Paul when you
might have
interviewed?
done it a little bit. I couldn't, I was trying, I didn't want to piss him off. But I probably
I had
did a
interview
little bit.
paralysis.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Dana's Yoko. I mean, there's just so many things you're scared to say to him because he seems very light on his feet. But he's too respected. You can't risk it.
He's a sir, right?
Yeah, it's too big a deal.
We didn't go there with Sir. At first, I read a lot of Liverpudlian phrases. So I said, "Did you have your brekkie? Your brekkie?" But he was just waking up. He had a cup of coffee. I don't think he knew what I was talking. Because that's breakfast in Liverpudlian language. A scouser. We had a good time. This is him now. We did some things. We tried.
He got into it. He got into it toward the end.
We loved it. We were getting stuff from me, Cheryl. It was just electrifying. And he wanted to talk about the Beatles the whole time.
Oh, my God.
But I didn't know that in the beginning.
To hear it.
Stunning.
From the guy.
All right.
So anyway.
All right. Let her go back to
Cheryl. Everybody loves you. You're a great artist. I don't like legacy. What's that? And you're in Nashville. You're like a teenager.
Yeah.
Really?
In
Nashville teenager is 60.
Country music does not have an age. That's what's brilliant about it.
It's true. It does not.
You do pop, rock, jazz. You do every style, but you also can do country.
I have to say, I feel like I'm in my 20s.
You look
and
like
that's
you're in
why I
your
really
20s.
like doing podcasts, because as far as your listening audience knows, I look like I'm in my 20s. There, I said it.
You look great. Your voice is still raspy and sexy, and then your singing is still perfect.
Because I'm still smoking like a fiend.
You
I'm kidding.
You stayed really fit even when you were touring. I was going to ask how you stayed so fit throughout your career, because usually you tour a lot.
I have to admit, it is genetic.
What?
Yes, it's genetic. I'm from a long line of
wiry and fit.
petite, wiry people.
So you don't gain weight. You just and you work out on stage when you're out there.
I work out on stage, and I get up in the morning and I do not sit down. I'm always doing.
Her backstage rider is 5 Triscuits and a Slim Jim.
And that's all I get all day.
That's it. And 1 5-hour energy. That's mine. All right, Cheryl, let's let her go, Dana.
Cheryl,
she's been too nice.
Guys, thank you.
Bye, Cheryl.
It's good to see y'all.
We'll see you soon, I'm sure, in Nashville.
I hope so. Call me when you come to Nashville.
Hey, guys, if you're loving this podcast, which you are, be sure to click follow on your favorite podcast app. Give us a review, 5-star rating, and maybe even share an episode that you've loved with a friend.
If you're watching this episode on YouTube, please subscribe. We're on video now.
Fly on the Wall is presented by Audacy and executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Heather Santoro and Greg Holtzman, Maddie Sprung-Kaiser, and Leah Reese-Dennis of Audacy.
Our senior producer is Greg Holtzman, and the show is produced and edited by Phil Sweettech.
Booking by Cultivated Entertainment.
Special thanks to Patrick Fogarty, Evan Cox, Maura Curran, Melissa Wester, Hillary Schuff, Eric Donnelly, Colin Gaynor, Sean Cherry, Kurt Courtney, and Lauren Vieira.
Reach out with us any questions to be asked and answered on the show. You can email us at flyonthewall@audacy.com. That's AUDACY.com.